Admiral James Wilson stood on the observation deck overlooking what had once been the historic Liberty Shipyards of Earth. 3 months ago, it had been a museum, a reminder of humanity's past industrial might during the Second World War. Now it buzzed with activity that no historical reenactment could match. "Impossible," muttered Ambassador Trell, the tall, blue-skinned diplomat from the Galactic Confederation. His 4 eyes blinked in rapid succession, a sign of disbelief among his species. "Your species claims this facility was reactivated only 7 days ago." Wilson nodded, suppressing a smile. 6 days and 14 hours, to be precise. Below them, massive skeletal frames of warships took shape under the hands of thousands of workers. Automated assembly lines that hadn't existed a week ago now poured out components at rates that defied the ambassador's understanding of industrial development. "The Confederation gave humanity 1 standard month to demonstrate your military production capacity," Trell said, consulting his datapad. "We expected perhaps 1 vessel, maybe 2. This is," he gestured at the sprawling complex, "this is not what we anticipated." "Humanity has a knack for exceeding expectations when backed into a corner," Ambassador Wilson replied, "especially when those expectations come with threats." The Confederation's ultimatum had been clear: prove humanity could defend its territory against the Dreth invasion or be forcibly relocated from their home system for their own protection. The relocation plans conveniently placed humans on resource-poor worlds far from established trade routes, while leaving Earth and its colonies open for Confederation stewardship. "Admiral, the historical records I studied indicated that these Liberty ships required months to build, even at peak production," Trell noted. "That was 80 years ago, Ambassador. We've learned a few things since then." Major Thomas Reed approached, saluting Wilson before addressing them both. "Admiral, Ambassador, the demonstration is ready." They'd followed Reed to a viewing platform overlooking the final assembly bay. Below them, a nearly completed Corvette-class ship hovered in magnetic cradles. "This morning, this was just a frame," Reed explained. "Hull completion was achieved 2 hours ago. Weapons systems integrated an hour ago. We're now installing the drive core." On cue, a massive cylinder was guided into the ship's aft section by robotic arms. Teams of technicians swarmed around it, connecting systems with practiced efficiency. "That's a Mark VII propulsion system," Trell noted with surprise. "Your people shouldn't have access to that technology for at least a decade according to our development models." Wilson smiled. "As I said, we learn quickly." "Drive core online, full integration complete," announced the technician over the loudspeaker. "Corvette Defiant ready for deployment." Trell's antennae twitched. "That's impossible. Even with our most advanced assembly techniques, final integration and testing would take days." Reed handed the ambassador a tablet. "Full diagnostic report. Every system is operational and exceeds Confederation military standards." "But how?" Trell whispered. "You studied our history of shipbuilding, but missed the most important lesson," Wilson explained. "During Earth's Second World War, we went from building a Liberty ship in 244 days to 42 days, then to just 5 days. The record was set at 4 days and 15 hours from keel laying to launch. But that was with primitive chemical-burning vessels of minimal complexity," Trell protested. "The principle remains the same," Wilson continued. "When humanity's survival is at stake, we innovate, we adapt, we overcome." He gestured to the other assembly bays visible through the windows. "This is just one of 17 reactivated shipyards across Earth. Each colony has activated at least 3. Trell's eyes widened as he did the mental calculation. That would mean, by the Confederation's deadline, humanity will have produced a fleet of over 500 warships, Reed confirmed. "More than enough to defend our territory against the Dreth or any other threat." Trell stared at the humans. "The Confederation Council won't believe this without evidence." "That's why we're giving you a tour of all 17 Earth facilities today," Wilson said, "and why we prepared data packets on our production capabilities for you to take back." "Admiral," Reed interrupted, "the Defiant is ready for her maiden voyage." Below them, the magnetic cradles retracted as the Corvette hummed to life, its engines glowing with contained power. Would you care to join the test flight, Ambassador? Wilson offered. Hours later, as their shuttle returned to the shipyard after witnessing the Defiant's flawless performance, Trell was uncharacteristically quiet. You understand now, don't you? Wilson asked. Why relocating us would be a mistake. I understand that my people severely underestimated yours, Trell admitted. The Confederation believed your technological advancement was a fluke, that without our protection, you would be easy prey for the Dreth. And now I must report that not only can humans defend themselves, but that the production miracle I've witnessed today suggests your species might be the most formidable industrial power the galaxy has seen in millennia. Trell looked at Wilson with new respect. The Council will withdraw its ultimatum. Wilson nodded. A wise decision. Though I must ask, what happens to this production capacity when the Dreth threat is neutralized? That depends entirely on the Confederation, Wilson replied calmly. Humanity prefers building bridges to building warships, but will always retain the capability to do either, should the need arise. As they descended toward the landing pad, Trell gazed out at the sprawling shipyard, where another corvette was already taking shape in the bay they had vacated hours before. From museum to military miracle in a week, he murmured. I believe the Confederation has much to learn from humanity. We're always happy to teach, Wilson replied with a smile that contained both warmth and warning, as long as the student is willing to listen.